morning, traders. Let's get started on the market today. We are looking at an up leg of a downtrend, which I don't show here. This is just a really short-term chart, so I'm kind of adjusting and looking here. We are currently looking at an uptrend here, and we're at a point where it's hesitating, but the MACD might be going up some more. Still kind of just analyzing it. Okay, we're sitting at a resistance level right here, and it did drop down, and now it's showing possible signs of a turn. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and get into a long position here at this point. Since it is an uptrend, I want to be mostly in longs. MACD is looking good, even though it's really high here. That doesn't matter as much as the momentum that it's actually building up. Okay, it's looking good here. So here I've got the 4-hour chart, and I can see the remnants of the Fibonacci lines that I had drawn in the previous couple days. And you can see that the bottom Fibonacci line right here, where the price action bounced off of, was, I think, the 50% line, 63. I'm not absolutely positive. Might be able to see that. But anyway, so I got rid of that just to clean up my screen because I really don't need that anymore. That's been filled. So that's kind of an obsolete piece of information now. And we can see that it, let's see. So looking at the 4-hour chart here, I was saying it looks to me like the gold SMA here, 52.35, 36, something like that, is going to be the place that it's probably going to go up to, and it may go above it a little bit further. You can see this gray channel here. It may get up to that point, but I doubt very seriously, since we've developed this very downward channel, I doubt very seriously it'll get up all the way to that point. You might see something like this where it just goes above it just briefly and then follows it before it drops back down again. So I am in a long position still, hasn't gone anywhere. All right, now we're looking at the 1-hour chart here, and it's just kind of stuck on that gold SMA right here. I think that's kind of what we're dealing with. It's got to get through that resistance level before it can go anywhere. That's why you're seeing kind of it going flat right here. And even though I'm in a loss position, I'm not too worried yet. And here we're getting the MACD, it's dropped down a little bit, which is actually a good thing for me because that means that we're gaining the ability to go up, but not losing a lot of the price action. It's not dropping a whole lot. So even though, I mean, the amounts that we're dealing with might be a little bit staggering to some, but I'm still saying this is not much of a drop. So, okay, we're kind of bouncing off of that point right there and going up. Okay, now we're looking at this screen over here, and it looks like we're thinking about breaking through that point. And I went ahead and put in an exit order just below the last peak because that is a huge trade for me. I'm pretty happy with that amount. So the first trade I made was $550. So I was very happy with that. That was actually a very reasonable trade. It wasn't an extraordinary trade. It was just a good trade. Okay, so I'm looking for a little bit of a drop. It seems to have leveled off below that last peak, at least for now. So that might show that it's done with its upward momentum for a little while. It might take a bounce down to this point before it goes up. I still think long term it's going to go up to that point, and that'll be adjusted as the blue line comes down a little bit to meet the price action as well. But, you know, it's thereabouts. Okay, so we've broken through the blue SMA there, but until we develop a new candle over here that shows that it's staying above that blue SMA, we're not absolutely certain. Okay, and I was still kind of under the impression that it was going to drop, but it was interesting. It went up and actually made a new high. and then it immediately dropped back down. You can see that big wick. So that was kind of interesting. Okay, so now we're dropping down. And then it bounced back up again. It just is like it's fighting that drop. It doesn't really want to do that. So I decided at this point, well, maybe that's as far down as it's going to drop. It's certainly looking like it might go up again. So I went ahead and put in an order a long order here. We're still about 16 minutes before the opening bell, and I thought I could probably get a few more hundred out of that, possibly. So in a long position here. And now we've developed a candle above the blue SMA, so that's a pretty good sign. It's not an absolute positive sign, but it's pretty good. Okay, we've got less than 5 minutes to opening bell. It did drop a little bit, and I'm a little bit worried about this gold line holding. Really watching that close. Okay, it's testing it right there. It bounced immediately off of that, so that was encouraging. Okay, we've got less than 2 minutes now to opening bell. So it's holding, but it's a little bit scary. So I probably got in a little bit too soon with this trade, honestly. Okay, it went up, and here's the opening bell. The very first candle movement that happened immediately after the opening bell is kind of significant, but not 100% either. So that was encouraging. And then while I was doing that last slide, it made this huge drop. And when I came back to it, it's like, oh, shoot. But then it kind of held, and it came up to this point again. And this is not a real good sign, actually. We're seeing 2 red candles now. We see a doji and then a red candle. So it's possible that it's turning down, and I could easily see it dropping down, quite a ways here. Even though in the long run, I do think it's going to go up. I'm not wanting to hold on to a position because that's way too big of a drop for me to hold on to. So I do think it might drop down. It seems like now this is a resistance level, and it hasn't. It broke through it here, and it might actually be acting as a. I think I said that wrong. It used to be support, and now it's turned into a resistance level again. And so it's got to break through that again in order to go up. So I'm trying to figure out what to do at this point. It's held steady here, but it hasn't broken through it. I went ahead and adjusted the channel just a little bit to meet the new low over here. And I'm using the body of the candle, not the bottom of the wick, just to be a little on the conservative side. And again, the body of the candle here and here and here. And it also matches pretty close to where I think it's going to go with the SMAs there. So I still think it's going to go up long term. I'm just trying to see if I want to hold on to the short term here. Okay, it dropped even more. I lost all the profit that I made, and I'm actually in the hole a little bit. And I could very easily see it going down to this point right here. And then hopefully bouncing up, and I could possibly get back my losses, but it's a little bit shaky. Okay, this is looking just like a normal jog there. Okay, now we're down at the blue line. This is really not looking good. It's still bounced though, and so far so good. Now it's going to hit this line probably and hit some resistance level, as you can see right there. And now it's getting critical. All right, now we've broken through that. So now I'm encouraged that maybe this is just a little bit of a test of that support level over here. Since we've broken through that, let's see if it holds. Okay, we can see it kind of sitting on those candles are sitting on the gold SMA there, so that's encouraging. Okay, then it went up above where I had gotten in before. Went ahead and placed my limit order here because that is kind of possibly a pretty a good resistance level, I would say. You can kind of see a ceiling develop right through here. And you can also see some dojis develop here. So I think it's possibly going to lose momentum and drop at this point. And I would just like to get out of the trade with just maybe a little bit of profit. So there it took it. So I made, I think, $100 on that trade minus commissions. And now it does look like it might be dropping. MACD is definitely look like he's going to drop. So I did a short order here, got filled, and I put in my exit order where that gold SMA is. I'm going to try to ride it down in this next leg. It scared me a little bit right through here. It went up a little bit, not a whole lot, and then it started to drop again. The MACD is looking really promising, and kind of looking at the blue line over here in relation to the gold line over here. It has dropped a little bit, but it's not dropping a whole lot yet. Went back up again, and then it dropped some more. And then I had raised my exit order in to try to make sure I got out. And it took it a long time before it got filled, but it actually did get filled lower than where I had placed the order. So that trade, I made, I think, what, 300 or something like that, 250. So now I'm up to 900 minus commissions. So that would be $858.72. And I made 3 trades, and I got done at 9:45. So that was about an hour's worth of trading. So I'm very happy with that today. And let's end our day with just like a prediction still for what I'm thinking about for the future. So we're going to go back to the live chart. All right, let's look ahead and see what's happened after I quit trading. It's 10:04, and we can see that it is still not really broken through that gold SMA on the 1-hour chart. And we've kind of got a doji on the 4-hour chart. So I would say, yes, it's still within the realm of possibility that it's going to get up to this pink line, which is at, let's see, that's about at 52.32 or thereabouts. So that is my prediction, that it will go up to that point today. And that is about 25 points. So that's not a great deal, actually. That's very, very easy move for one day. And it isn't a lot, actually, but we are kind of on the opposite trend, going up on a downtrend. So it's going to probably make less of a movement. Does that make sense? So just look at the way this develops. If it's a downtrend, see these great big drops right here. So it takes a very short time for it to make the movement with the trend. But then it takes forever to go up against the trend. You can see that. It was like 3 days there, and then it took 2 days to get up. And then within, a very short period of time, sometimes even in the pre-hours, you can see it recover. So it may take a while. It's actually recovered a lot already. So it may take another day or even 2 to get up to that point. But I don't know. We'll have to just see. So, and the MACD is really low on the 4-hour chart as well. And it looks like it could go up pretty easily. So that's what my prediction is. I think it's going to get up to that point today or maybe tomorrow.